What's up? What's up? Big Herc Prison Talk live stream. You tuned in to another episode. And yeah, motherfuckers, we in the house. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed. If you haven't told your friends you want some bullshit, we should have everybody who watches this channel subscribing to the channel. So make sure you guys tell your peoples about this. We're going to be doing a big giveaway. When we hit that 500,000 mark, we're at about 240 right now, 244. And when we hit 500,000, we're going to give away $1,000. First place. Second place, we're giving away a flat screen. Third place, you're going to get a commissary bag. So make sure you guys spread the word. Subscribe to the channel so you enter to win. And also subscribe to the website, FreshOutSeries.com. We're also going to be at the Vans Warped Tour June 21st in Pomona, the spoken word tent. So if you guys want to do a meet and greet, we'll be at the Pomona Vans Warped Tour on June 21st. It's on a Thursday. Come by and holler at your boy. We'd love to hear from you. Say what's up. You know what I'm saying? Tell some cheek busting stories and some wig splitting stories, you know what I'm saying, and have a good time. Listen to some music. So check us out June 21st in Pomona at the Vans Warped Tour at the Spoken Word Tent. We also want to make sure you guys have been checking out our Patreon, which is Fresh Out Series, and also our Instagram and YouTube. You guys, if you guys check out, our Instagram and our Twitter, make sure you guys subscribe to it. I'll be dropping some cool shit on there, you know what I'm saying? And I would love to hear from you guys and see your comments. And on some other shit, Big Herc 916 on YouTube. I'll be kicking some positive motivation. So go check out Big Herc 916 on YouTube also. And come holler at me. A lot of big things going on. Want to give a shout out to Fruits Tray 8, Mass Splitter, UL, and Anthony for a little badass nigga. You guys sent us a dope track. Track was pretty hard. You know what I mean? Shout out to you. You guys can send us questions. If you guys want to discuss music with us, hit us up at FreshOutSeries@gmail.com. I know a lot of you guys also subscribe and shoot us messages on the website. So we love hearing from you. And that's how we get a lot of our prison talk questions, is from you guys' comments. If I don't answer all your questions, I might have answered it on another video. And, a lot of times you guys go back and watch the old videos, but we try to keep you guys laced up with a lot of these prison talks. And I hope you guys got a chance to see OG Badger spitting game. I know some of y'all didn't like it. Some of y'all did. For the most part, I try to keep it raw and real and let everybody do their own thing and, just be positive, man. I know, we got a lot of people that maybe don't agree, but hey, man, that's the individual's opinion. So I'll be bringing OG Badger back for some more game and maybe some prison talk. So I love to hear your comments. Shoot us a comment on the website or through email, FreshOutSeries@gmail.com. So got a lot of shit jumping off. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys have been watching the NBA Finals. Tomorrow's going to be Game 3 in Cleveland. Your boy LeBron's been representing. And, he's trying, but, Golden State's just too much for him right now. And then on another tip on the hip-hop, Jay Prince just kind of squashed that Drake Pusha T beef. What you guys think about that whole hip-hop beef thing, man? Pusha T's pretty raw with it, so I don't think they wanted that thing to go too far, man, because, your boy Drake is, he's hard, but Pusha T on some other shit. So, yeah, man, a lot of things going on out there entertainment-wise. And, we will be bringing merch to the Warped Tour, so if you show up, we'll have slides, we'll have t-shirts, and I know I keep telling you guys that the shoes and slides are going to be here soon. They've been shipped, And, you know, fucking, man, these motherfuckers, this takes so long to come from overseas. But we will be shipping out next week your orders. I'll be giving everybody heads up. And we'll be throwing in a surprise along with your shoes or your slides for being so patient. I love y'all. You guys believed in us. And, you know, yeah, man, they're going to be here. And I should have everything, I'm hoping, by the weekend. I thought I'd have it already right now, but hopefully over the weekend. And I'll be shipping you guys the shit out next week. So stay tuned. I'll have your shoes out, your slides out. And we'll be pushing these things in stores out here in LA. And we'll be bringing slides and some merchandise to the Warped Tour. So, yeah, everything's cracking right now. Somebody said 6ix9ine getting that wig split from Chirac. Yeah, 6ix9ine don't want to. I don't think he want to fuck with the boys out in Chirac, man. You know what I mean? Somebody said how much I charge to split some wig. You know, I'm out of the wig splitting business, man, unless I got to defend myself. I don't advocate you guys be out there splitting wigs on a regular because you got too many snitches out there, too many cameras, and you don't want to get caught up. So you got to be smart with the way you move, man. You got to watch out for, you know what I'm saying, the suckers out there. Somebody asked me about who did the Jews run with in prison. I feel like the white supremacist crowd wouldn't accept him. I don't know, man. The Jews I knew were basically doing their own thing. They were teaching real estate, business classes. As far as the gang stuff, bro, I wasn't really fucking with those people in there, so I couldn't tell you what the ABs were doing because I was in the feds, and that's predominantly in the state. If you watch the interview with OG Badger, he explains all that stuff from his perspective in the state. I can't speak on what I don't know. So, you know what I'm saying, Jose, thanks for the donation, but I'm not going to answer your stupid-ass question. Thanks anyways, though. Somebody said, what's my thoughts on Fleece Johnson, the Warrior? He would get his wig split. Somebody, you know, the thing is, everybody, you guys are fascinated with somebody getting their ass took, but for real, a motherfucker who's about it, hey man, doors crack, you don't be sleeping on your bunk, you have your motherfucking, your blinkies ready, somebody runs up in there, you put something to pin them, self-defense. Hey man, a man has the right to defend himself, man. Anybody taking somebody's ass up in prison is gonna get something up in him. Big Herc, what's up with Chef V? Chef V's doing his own thing, man. He's been busy. He's running businesses, doing big things. You know, much love to Chef V, but you know, Chef V got his own thing going on. He's got his you know what I'm saying? He's got his own little hustle going, so I can't really knock him. Yeah, somebody say he's a warrior. Everybody's a warrior in prison, man. Ain't no man scared of another man in prison. You know what I mean? Don't nobody give a fuck you call yourself a warrior. I know a motherfucker who, I knew about 100 of the motherfuckers. And I had a homie who had 6 of them run up in a cell, and he had 2 motherfucking broomstick handles, and they ran the fuck up out of there. So it's all about being a gladiator. Who gives a fuck about a warrior? If you're a gladiator, hey man, you're going to handle your business. You ain't going to let nobody do nothing to you you don't want them to. And it's do or die up in there. If it comes down to that. Jim Springer, man, thanks for the donation. Did anime cartoon fuck books circulate? Never seen any anime fuck books in prison, man. Motherfuckers was looking at the real thing up in there. Buttmans, hardcore European books, you know what I'm saying? Whatever they can get their hands on, whatever the guards looked out for, you know what I mean? A lot of times the guards that were cool would actually hook brothers up with fuck books, and then, you know, you can get your, you know, beat your meat up in there. But that's what's up. Big Herc, which prisons are worse, the ones here in South Africa or the ones in America? I've never been to prison in South Africa. I never plan on going to a prison in South Africa. If I travel to South Africa, it will be on business because I'm making some money. And, you know, I don't plan on being an international penologist. Although if I was to speak on prison reform in the United States, I would say, first of all, you got to get rid of the prison for profits, because as long as these motherfuckers are making money off of inmates, they're going to vote to have harsher drug laws. They're going to vote to lock people up all day long because they're making money off of slave labor in prison. Otherwise, I don't really have a lot to say about different prisons because the United States is all about prisons for profit. My buddy waited for your call. Man, I never seen the email, bro. So I got a lot of shit going on, and he should be reaching out to me because I don't really be going through. I get a lot of emails a day, and I didn't see the email though for that radio show. You ever hit a guard, bro? Nah, I wish, there's female guards up in there. If I would have had a chance to bust those female guards' cheeks, I would have busted their cheeks. You know what? Another thing on cheek busting. We get comments sometimes on people saying, oh man, you guys talk about a lot of homosexual shit about cheek busting. Let me tell you something about what we define in prison, busting cheeks. I had me and my homeboys, we used to work out, study the law, and when there was female guards, we would talk about, man, I would bust her motherfucking cheeks. I don't give a fuck if she was a BBW. I don't give a fuck if she was, looked like Miss Piggy, or if she was bad, whatever. We would talk about busting her cheeks. So when I talk about busting cheeks, it's females. When I got out, I started using a saying on the website or on the channel, and people misinterpreted what I said. I never knew anybody in prison I fuck with that was talking about busting men's cheeks. So for all you guys out there on male cheeks time, that's on you. I ain't never entertained fucking around busting a motherfucking another dude's cheeks. If you're into that, more power to you, but that's not what Fresh Out is talking about when we talk about busting cheeks. So just to give you a heads up, if we talk about busting some cheeks, I'm talking about busting some females' cheeks. To make it clear. Dark Raw Game, thanks for the donation, man. What's up, Herc? How do inmates get TV in room? You know what? I don't know, man. In the feds, you don't have TVs in a room like that. You got a TV room, and each race has their own TV room. Like the blacks got a TV room, the white guys usually have their TV room, and the Mexicans, or whether it be Serranos or Norteños, have their own TV room. You don't go in another race's TV room and turn the TV, and you don't go in another race's TV room to watch TV, because you might get your wig split unless you somehow got a pass. But yeah, every race or car or clique has their own TV room in the feds. As far as in the state, I don't know. I haven't been in the state pen, so it's a little bit different how they operate from what I understand. Romeo, thanks for the donation, homie. Samuel, thanks for the donation. Did I ever catch any dudes Peter gazing? Nah. At BBC parties, you performed that. If you so, did you split their wig? Let me tell you guys something about these old BBC parties I used to go to when I first got out to pen. It was a phenomenon, man, because, when you're in a halfway house, you're trying to figure out how to get your fuck on, and you're trying to, it's like, you haven't rode a bike in a long time. You're trying to get back into the groove of things. So, you hear different things, and you're on the internet looking at all this shit. It's all new. It's all fucking new, man. Technology changed over 9 years. So I ended up getting on a couple of these freak sites, that got like Adult Friend Finder, alt.com. They got these fucking little groups that look for BBC, cuckold. These white guys love to see brothers knocking their whites out, giving them the BBC. Anyways, I used to get these motherfucking couples, and one of my hustles was gigolo when I first got out. So I used to get these motherfuckers that would pay to have me come over and bang their wife. And, some of these motherfuckers, I guess they got performance anxiety, or they just fantasize about their wife getting the BBC. And so I used to give them the BBC. And shit, man, we had a crew at a couple of these parties. We were like the motherfucking Lakers lineup. You know what I mean? You had the Black Mamba. You had, you know what I'm saying? You had, your starting forward, your center. And we would go up in there about 8 deep, and we would knock out probably like 10 couples. So, these BBC parties, the motherfuckers, some of the cats would just watch. Which, I was in the porn, man, so I didn't give a fuck. I would be beating it up. But, yeah, man, you had a lot of that, cuckold shit going on. And, you didn't split no wigs at no BBC party because you was there to bust their wives out, which is, it was a beautiful thing. Just a heads up on that, though. A lot of y'all out there, I know you guys got these little ideas about the BBC parties, but man, they was cracking when I was doing it. Pumbaa Danny, thanks for the donation. Big Herc, you mentioned taking the dude's legs out bigger in the past video. Could you give a little more detail on that? Love from Texas, homie. Oh, taking the dude's legs out. You're dealing with somebody, he maybe has a little size on you, and he runs up on you, and you feel that you're trying to defend yourself. You do a side step and kick the motherfucker's shin out. A lot of people in prison are not going to expect you to do some MMA shit on their ass. So when you got to defend yourself, you go and you do guerrilla tactics. I don't give a fuck if it's a lock and you hit a motherfucking kneecap. You kick a motherfucking legs from underneath him. You do what you got to do to throw him off balance. And then you jump on his ass like a motherfucker wild baboon. And that's what wins in prison. You don't cry. You up in there. You don't let a motherfucker try to take your cheeks. You do what you got to for survival purposes and self-defense. But yeah, man. When I talk about taking out the legs, by all means, you know what I mean? If you either go, you can go head up, or you, like I said, you kick the shit out of a motherfucker's kneecap, you break his kneecap, he gonna start crying like a bitch, and then you throw that elbow to the cheek. That's a big Herc move. Have I ever been to the hole? Yeah, I've been to the hole for some bullshit. They used to have a motherfucker, shitty ass warden at one of the spots I was at, and I was taking a motherfucking nap, and they woke me up out of my nap and took me to the hole just because that's what they were doing that day. So yeah, the hole was a fucked up experience. They put me in there with a Southsider, but you know, nothing happen up in there, and I was in there for, I don't know, maybe a week or so, and they let me up out of there. No shot, no nothing. Just some bullshit. The cuckold. No, I haven't been to a cuckold party in a while. Retired, but yeah, man. We used to bust probably, and one night, me and the motherfucking starting 6, we probably bust out like 8 wives, maybe 10. And hey, my nigga, it was an experience. I have no regrets. Do you think more intelligent people have a tougher time coping with prison time? I can't really say, man. Intelligent people usually use their time wisely and study and basically grow in prison, network, and develop contacts so when they get out, they can be successful. You know, you have some people that sit in front of the TV all day, and you got some people that spend their time in a law library. Other people spend their time working out. It just all depends on the individual. But I knew a lot of intelligent people in prison, and a lot of them were actually researching, figuring out ways to get time knocked off. So I think that played a factor as far as them being educated. But a lot of guys, you know, they did spend a lot of time in a law library. Cobra Strike, thanks for the donation. Bro, tell us the finest female you have been with that you let them cheeks, that you bust them cheeks. Oh man, it's hard to say, man. The finest female, I don't know. Cause you know, back in the day when I was doing the porn, I was busting a lot of motherfucking cheeks, man. The best cheeks to bust on the porn scene was always the female that was doing her first scene. Her first scene meant that she hadn't been seasoned to being fucked in front of the cameras. So it was like fucking, you know, fucking a virgin. You know what I mean? It was like basically getting her before everybody else got her. And that was like a big thing in the porn industry. And I'm just keeping it 100. Even though the broad, we knew she wasn't a virgin. She had sex before. Everybody was, you know, of age. But if she never done porn on camera, oh man, motherfucker would try to beat them cheeks to death, man. You know what I'm saying? That would be like a high five moment. Yeah. Yo, Herc, what do you think about NFL not letting the players kneel next season? I think it's a way for them to exercise their power. I mean, the kneeling, people say the flag, disrespecting the flag. It ain't got nothing to do with that, man. There's been other players, you know, Major League Baseball players back in the 60s kneeled because of the Jim Crow laws because of racial segregation, civil rights. So there's been other players who have kneeled in the past to demonstrate to safely demonstrate non-violently. So for the NFL owners to do that, I think it's more of a play of power. I mean, I would say the players who don't want to come out and kneel and stay in the locker room, and but it's quite a divide among the team. But it's like some bullshit. I mean, that's the whole reason. These guys have an opportunity to bring awareness, and it's not just black players; it's white players. Everybody is. There's people in every community who somehow have been at the hands of brutality. And not to say that there aren't good cops. There are a bunch of good individuals out there who are doing their job. But then you got a lot of them who slip up with these body cams, and you see what the fuck is going on. You know what I mean? And watch Badger's interview. He talks about, what he went through in LA County Jail. And, how they used to set up, my homeboys telling me how they used to set up gladiator fights when he was in the feds. So, it happens, man. And if we didn't have people who had these platforms to bring awareness, a lot of people would just close their eyes and act like they got blinders on. A lot of people don't want to hear what's going on in the world if it doesn't affect them, because they think that, they don't have to hear it. But it affects everybody in one way or other. We're all connected. Joe, Jose Medina, thanks for the donation. Nah, man, never got my wig split, bro. In all my 29 years, I never experienced this level of racial tension and hate. Hey, man, I agree, man. I think that the government, this is one thing, okay? They push a lot of racial hatred in the media. But the shit that we see that's on Facebook, on Instagram, or some of these other platforms, people aren't making that shit up. When they're beating up people, man, that shit is... It's there. It's cameras, The thing is, we didn't have these cameras 29 years ago. Now everybody has a camera, so you'll see shit like Rodney King going on more than usual, but it's not like it's anything new. This shit has been going... It's always been happening. Somebody said... What's the worst wig split you've ever seen, and what happened to cause it? The worst wig split. The worst wig split that I came across while in the pen, there was this nerdy-looking older white guy. He used to always hang out in the law library, and nobody really knew what he was in there for. Well, apparently, somebody got a hold of his paperwork, or maybe a CO dropped a kite about what this guy was really locked up for. And it has something to do with, I think, kiddie porn or child pornography. Well, the natives got a hold of this motherfucker, and basically they sodomized his ass with a broomstick and beat the shit out of him. And I heard, these guys caught cases, but the whole room was bloody. This motherfucker had to go to the infirmary, and he was fucked up. They punished his ass. So that child kiddie porn shit in prison does not fly. You will get your motherfucking wig split. So, if you're hiding out, you're a chomo. Hey, man, when motherfuckers find out and you go to prison, you're in for a wig split. Now or later, thanks for the donation, man. Great vids you do. Love to catch up one day and chat when I'm on the West Coast. Give Rikers Island, New York's prison system perspective. Hey, man, I'm all ears, man. I would love to get somebody from the East Coast, from Rikers, to come out and, do an interview and talk about, that hellhole over there. You know what I mean? It's all hellholes. They're all fucking shitty. There's nothing glamorous about prison time, being in prison. I wish I would have been in college, busting female cheeks instead of doing time in prison. I wish I would have stayed in the porn game, getting my fuck on, rather than robbing banks. I made some ignorant ass mistakes. And, but if I hadn't done that, I wouldn't have this show right now. But yeah, man, I'm all ears anytime anybody wants to kick their little story, man, because people need to know that this shit is not glamorous. Chrissy, thanks for donation. Can you explain what 20 years really is in the federal prison or state prison? What 20 years really is in? 20 years, I didn't do 20 years, but 20 years of being locked up anywhere is fucked up. I mean, a lot of people come out crazy. They become mentally unstable. They have issues dealing with people, crowds. It's just a lot of shit, man. I mean, I know a lot of guys, man, that did 20 years, man, and it's like being in a chamber, a time warp, and you get out and you went to jail and it was, shit was in the 90s. You come out and it was in a whole nother technology, a whole nother technology boom. So, it's just fucked up. Somebody said, did you ever see female guards having sex with male inmates or heard about someone doing it in the same prison as you? Yeah. I remember one time I was walking on a tier and I was coming down the stairwell and they have cameras everywhere. So there's certain areas that are blind spots that people try to do shit so they won't be seen. And this dude I know, the Southsider, he was kissing on this little female, and I act like I didn't see it, but yeah, man, they snuck it in. You know what I mean? More power to him. The nigga had game. I remember seeing another cat had a female counselor. He was back in the room making calls and shit, and I think he used to bust her out and shit in between the movements when they had private time. So there's a couple motherfuckers who was fucking, who had game. I wasn't fortunate enough to get that opportunity to put any moves down like that. You know what I mean? I was too busy focused on doing other things. But yeah, I knew of a couple cats that knocked some females while they were in prison and got out and kept fucking. Eric Nig, thanks for the donation. If you had $1 million, what would your investment strategy be to flip that money into more? Love this channel and Big Herc 916 channel. Great motivation. If I had $1 million to flip, what would I do right now? Where would I put that money at? Well, I have access to some investments in commodities that are doing very well for me. So I would take probably over half of that money and put it into that. And basically, every month I'd be getting 6-figure return. Part of that money I would put into a technology app that I know some people that are involved in, so I would be basically a silent partner, an angel investor in that app, which would be an investment I would look to recoup my money 5 years down the line to make that into, turn that into like probably, $100 million. And then I would take some of the money and I would invest in Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash is eventually going to be doing big numbers, and I would diversify in a couple other cryptocurrencies, and I would just let the money ride. But I would basically at that point just travel the world, meet different people in different cultures, network, do public speaking, continue to do my show, and get the show picked up by Netflix at that point. But that $1 million in 10 years, I could turn it into at least $100 million. John Schofield, thanks, man, for the donation. Do you think Draymond Green is going to get his wig split? Draymond, all right, Oaktown. Hey, man, Draymond, hey, he does his thing, man. He knows how to get in these guys' heads. Going to Cleveland, though, it's going to be a whole nother ball game because, Cleveland got, home court, and what people do at home court. So hopefully we get a good game tomorrow. I went to school in Frisco. I used to live on Treasure Island. Used to, go to school in Hunters Point, Martin Luther King Junior High School. So I'm a Bay Area cat, man. From Northern California. So I got to give love to Golden State And but I love LeBron, but Golden State, man, is my team. Runner, thanks for the donation. Love your channel. How was physical structure of the prisons? Were they run down and or have plumbing, AC issues? Here, that's a big problem in the state. Nah, man. These motherfucking prisons, what they're doing, man, they got these private corporations, the governors of like Florida, California, every one of these states, they get campaign contributions by these privately funded prisons, Wackenhut, CCA, these different prisons to build private prisons. So they got new fucking warehouses with new plumbing, new ACs, fucking middle of nowhere, and they look like fucking projects, and they housing motherfuckers, man. I was at Herlong when it first opened up, and it's like a fucking, it's like something you would see, like I said, like on top of each other, and they got people squeezed up in there. It's in the middle of nowhere, and everything's new, and they're building these super warehouses to keep housing motherfuckers and basically getting them to work in factories, so they're making a lot of money, so a lot of the older prisons, they're closing down, and they're moving people to these new fucking prisons. Lewis, thanks for the donation. Herc, my cousin just got out. He was banging hard when he was away. He's trying to do good. Can I hang out with him, or is it not safe? I mean, if he's your people, man, you got to show him some love. I mean, the thing is, it's all about where you're associating at once you get out. I mean, you don't have to be gangbanging on the street. If you were doing something in prison to survive, you get on the street, you turn your mind into another direction, you focus on the positive, and hopefully the dude can, turn his life around and do something, man. But if you have the opportunity to take him out and show him a good time, hey, man, by all means do so. Somebody keeps saying, what if the booty warrior approached you? Man, I would handle my business, man. I'm not going to let a motherfucker take my ass, man. Are you going to let a motherfucker take your ass? Realistically. You know what I mean? Nah, you're going to make sure that motherfucker goes in the dirt. Big Herc, are there still tensions between Mexicans and brothers in prison? I haven't been in prison, man, in 10 years, so I don't know. You know what I mean? Most of the tension in prison comes from somebody getting drugs from somebody else. They don't pay. When they don't pay, then it kicks off a riot. So, you don't get drugs in prison. You don't get anything on credit. And if you long as you stay away from that shit, you won't have any problems. But drugs, gambling, and fucking with punks will get you caught up. Oh, man, these stupid ass motherfuckers, man. It's fucking all these booty. I don't understand. These motherfuckers are fascinated with this fucking dude, man, who takes man's ass. I mean, why are you so fascinated with a motherfucker who's a fucking ignorant motherfucker, man? You guys sometimes trip me out with that shit. Get off the fucking booty warrior tip, y'all. Think about something else in life, you know what I'm saying? Somebody said, would you go to prison again on behalf of somebody else for $10 million? No. I'm not doing no prison time for anybody. Team T Playset, what's up? Thanks for the donation. What up, Big Herc? I donated a couple bucks earlier, but I didn't get my question read. Anyways, what is the name of your intro song? Thanks, homie. The intro song on the Prison Talks it doesn't have a name, to be honest with you. It's just a beat that somebody produced for us, and we put, the words to it and use it as an intro, but it's nothing, no, it's not a particular song. Yeah, somebody said it right. The booty bandit needs to take a gun to his own head. Yeah, that's a sick fuck, man. Don't nobody give a fuck about that. All right. Thanks for donation. BCC Crypto. I hear you. It's not Bitcoin. Yeah. Whatever. What is it for people dying in prison? What's it like for people dying in prison? Do they just die in their cell? I don't know. I haven't seen nobody just dying in prison. You know, if you're an old dude, maybe they send you to a medical facility. They probably got a prison ward for people who are terminally ill or who are on their last leg. But I wasn't around a bunch of motherfuckers that were about to die off. Yo, Big Herc, how often do people try to test to see if someone's a punk? I mean, if you're not walking around with tight ass pants on or acting like a bitch up in there, you basically attract that which you create. So if you're acting like a real feminine and acting funny style, then you're gonna have motherfuckers who are preying on you. It's a bunch of predators in there. Somebody said, what's up with the native car? I didn't run with the native car, man, so I can't speak on it. They had their own thing. And I don't like to speak on people or individuals because if I'm not part of their clique, I can't do them justice by talking on how they were carrying it off in prison. Have you ever been in a prison riot? Yeah. What is prison like for former cops? Well, we got an interview coming up the end of the month with a former LAPD, Ruben. He's going to be telling his story. He did 17 years in the feds, and we interviewed him when he first got out. So stay tuned for the end of the month. We're going to be dropping that Rampart edition based on Ruben's story. So make sure you guys subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on this interview. It's going to be a hell of an interview, and he's going to tell the story of how he was the real training day. So stay tuned. Anyways, it's about that time, y'all. You got some shout outs. Let me hear them. Want to be look at my ordinary motherfucker, but I'm about it. Always kept to myself. Somebody said, want to be bangers look at me as an ordinary motherfucker, but I'm about it. Always kept to myself. Whatever I did should show them I'm about it. I use my advantage and keep it low key. That's right. The quietest motherfuckers are the ones who are the most dangerous. You ain't got to be running your mouth. Let's do the shout outs. Shout out to San Diego. All right, Tyler. Holler at you. Shout out to Ocean 805, El Paso, Texas, Richmond, Stockton, Marysville. Shout out to Wifey. Shout out to Ireland. Shout out to Idaho. Shout out to Hayward. Shout out to Lancaster, Phoenix, Houston, Texas, Vallejo 707, Lancaster Antelope, Czechoslovakia, Germany. Shout out to Vegas, Oxnard, Ottawa, Canada, Steel City, West LA, Brooklyn, Buffalo, New York, Norfolk, Virginia, Oklahoma, Tucson, Fresno, Scotland. Mark Gomez, thanks for donation. Yeah, I know. I'm not even gonna speak on them on this channel, bro. They don't even deserve my words on this channel. Shout out to Davenport, Shell City, Montreal, Canada, Chicago, Cuba, Baltimore, Beatmore, the Bronx, Watts, Dallas, Stockholm, Sweden, New York, Sacramento, Riverside, Kyle, Texas, Yakima, Everett, Washington, Northern Central Cali, Argentina, Westerville, Portland, Oregon, Hollywood, Spokane, Bompton, Portland, Japan, Detroit, Michigan. Shout out to Peanut in Detroit. Got his interview coming up. Much love to you. San Bernardino, Sacktown, New Zealand, Kentucky, Fort Lauderdale, Davenport, Gardena, Clayton, North Carolina, North Korea, Shout out to everybody, man, who's tuned in. Nigeria, Columbia, Missouri, man. We love y'all. Man, tune in next week. Make sure you guys shoot us a DM, man, on Instagram if you guys are going to go to the Warped Tour so we can get an idea if you know who's showing up, man. We'd love to hear from y'all. And now, Larry, thanks for the donation. Where can I donate you tickets for UFC fight in July? I'll be down in Vegas for 2 weeks. Let's do a chat up on and support the change. All right, man. Shoot us an email, man. FreshOutSeries@gmail.com. And fuck, man, just shoot us a link to the tickets. Me and Big Ant, we'll shoot out there for the fight. Holler at us, man. FreshOutSeries@gmail.com, brother. Yeah, man. Everybody, we appreciate y'all. Bersaid, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Much love to you. And I'll see y'all next week. Antarctica, Rosella Park, Oklahoma City. I'm out. Fresh out.